Good evening. Thank you for joining us here on the News at 10. I'm Shira Matsuzawa. And here's a question. What do you do when there's not enough space in homeless shelters during the winter? As temperatures continue to drop, community organizations have been making plans to answer that very question, and it's all to help Boise's most vulnerable population. News Channel 7's Jude Binkley spoke to two organizations about how they're working to help people without a home stay out of the extreme cold. Jude.
Well, Shira, two homeless shelters in Boise, Interfaith Sanctuary and Corpus Christi, are expanding their daytime services to meet increased demand this winter. There are also two initiatives designed to help the homeless population when temperatures drop at night.
We currently have over 1,400 people who are on our prioritization list for housing.
Our Path Home is a public-private collaboration to end homelessness that's led by the City of Boise. Their emergency shelter overflow program provides the homeless with a place to stay when shelters are full.
The program will work to provide us a bed for everybody, first by prioritizing placement at shelters, and then once all shelters hit capacity, the second portion is by working to place people into emergency shelter space, such as hotels that we partner with, so that when there is a program trigger event, such as freezing temperatures, we can ensure folks have a safe place to be at night.
The city is funding the program, which is being managed by Interfaith Sanctuary.
To ensure that, if at all possible, no one is sleeping outside who is asking for shelters.
Interfaith Sanctuary has also set up a warming shelter behind their building. The military tent blocks wind and has a heater inside.
We don't have enough beds in our shelter to serve the people who are coming to our shelter for shelter at night. And that's a really hard thing, to turn someone away from a shelter when it's 19 degrees out. So this tent allows us to add 21 more beds.
Interfaith says extreme heat and cold lead to more people seeking shelter. They say the fastest growing homeless population are senior citizens who can be medically fragile.
Now, with the growing number of seniors and people who are in fact out on the street, even at the beginning of the month for us, because we're the low barrier shelter, we're not seeing a lot of wiggle room.
To keep up with demand, the shelters are asking for volunteers and donations.
So we met with Corpus Christi, we did some brainstorming, and that's why we now have our military tent club with the heaters and stuff. And so we're actually looking to get some support from the community, because we're going to have more people on the backside of the property, and volunteers would be really helpful for food service and making sure that people are staying warm.
So there are expanded services during the day, this warming shelter, and if then there's no room during freezing temperatures, then the emergency shelter program is there to make sure people aren't on the streets in dangerous conditions. In addition to volunteers, Interfaith is also asking for donations of winter clothing, really anything that can keep core temperatures high for people who are outside for long exposure. And if you'd like to get involved or donate, we'll have that information on how to do so in our story at ktvb.com.
All right, thanks, Jude.